Simple Sean and reluctantly react as tinfoil hat time. Welcome to our simulation. Um, as we've been trying to figure out, this is basically a demonstration of proof of concept of uh, the way I think, the way we all should exist in a woo-wee attitude of spending most of our time doing by not doing, um, and correcting the misconception of that means not doing anything, because this is me not doing anything. Um, when I'm not doing anything, I'm solving problems and and just talking nonsense. And I guess this is just proof that it's happening. So later on, there'll be enough data to say that, oh, this is a sustainable existence given all of the parameters. So this is our science experiment. Like I said, this is our simulation. In today's simulation, I was sitting by the fire pit after I got done doing my 4 hours of societal benefits this morning. Started. I I was thinking about. I don't know what I was thinking about. I was thinking about how I was reading Twitter or X or whatever, and Boston Connor posted that the 30 days to football season, and 30 teams are going to be playing preseason football games this week. And I thought to myself, like, how is that worth the energy of me reading that tweet? On him like writing the tweet and like or whatever it's called, the post or whatever the fuck it's called. Um, where did we go right? Where did we go right that that's a thing, and where did we go so horribly wrong that that's a thing? So it's kind of like that's what I was thinking. And I ran down a rabbit hole and I couldn't even tell you how I got there, but I thought about it. I was like, do you know it would be football related and would fill the void between football and football, between the Super Bowl and and opening day. And I still posted this on Twitter the other day. Like I think we should get rid of all preseason games, and we should just start filming the inter or the team scrimmages where they're doing the situational plays, and you actually see the starting players play. Why don't you just broadcast that instead? Um, and the statement was that there's no player that's looking forward to going up against another team. Rest assured that there's no fan that's really looking forward to like paying money to go and watch a preseason football game, but they're going to do it because that's how they support the team. So, we are all do shit that we don't want to do in this scenario. Um, and we pay your bills. So I feel like maybe listening to what the fan wants, and as the executive chancellor of what is my title? The executive chancellor, the eternal chancellor of the unofficial, unsolicited, unconfirmed executive league of fans. I have no right to say what the fans want, but I'm certainly going to. Um, get this shenanigan going. So yeah, and then I ran down the rabbit hole of like it's very intriguing. What was like one of the things that was very intriguing is like the uh the kickoff, the field goal kicking competition thing, right? Like everybody thinks that they can kick a 30-yard field goal until it's time to kick a 30-yard field goal. And if you add pressure to it, which money is supposed to add pressure to it, it's it's it should make it harder for you to do it, right? So like everybody was intrigued by it, and kids making hundreds of thousands of dollars, yippee skippy, everybody wins. But it was like compelling, no matter what your opinion of it was. And what if we did that for other positions, like other, mm, wasn't just any other positions. Like we don't need a quarterback show, we don't need a wide receiver show. Like what is the other forgotten? Like special teams is the forgotten third of the the three parts of a football game. Like what's the forgotten parts of the three parts of the position players? Like you have the backs, um, you have the wideouts and the ends, and then you have the line. Like wideout and ends, I feel like it's a lot of publicity, and quarterbacks and running backs get a lot of publicity. So like, how would you showcase the the line in a manner that is similar to the field goal kicking competition, where it's like the average Joe off the street comes in and tries to like uh, um, go against the offensive line or defensive line. Oh wow, fuck! I smoked a little bit too much. Um, so yeah, you have like an NFL line men, many men, many men. How many would you have? In my mind, this makes sense, but I guess there's a lot of like details that you need to go into. Um, so this would be a way for like your practice squad to like, I guess the line doesn't really have like reserves on it, but like practice squad NFL linemen against your average Joe, uh didn't make college, junior college, uh uh high school, uh ready to commit, like kids going against professionals, and like then you go through like a uh wow, there's so many things I just see that I feel like I can't explain, that I feel like are very important in this whole scenario. um so like in my mind I just say you pick you pick an offensive line and a defensive line, and like the AQ Shipley has the offensive pros against the average Joe uh, defense, and then JJ Watt has the pro defense against the. I don't know. Would you do it that way? Would you have the expert on the pro side? I feel like you do it the other way. AQ Shipley has the professional defense and the Joe offense, and JJ Watt has the professional offense and the average Joe defense. I think that makes more sense because you're trying to coach the people. It's like the biggest loser for linemen. Only like we're not gonna try to make you skinny, but kind of similar. I don't know why this would be intriguing to me. So then you have, like, I feel like 100 plays is a lot, but like if you do 100 plays, 25 plays a day, is that a lot? Like how many do you practice in 25 plays? 4 times. Yeah. Is that a lot? I don't know. I feel like that's 4 shows right there. Practice, 25 plays. Practice, 25 plays. And like, you do that and you have, in my head, this is awesome. But I don't feel like I'm doing a good job of explaining it all. So you have, it's picking the players where it it starts to in all sorts of directions of like it does all of this stuff or has the potential to do all of this stuff like that. It's so interesting that you when you think about things in such great detail, um, almost like you're experiencing it when you're trying to describe it, you can only go like to that second choice. Like this is a great idea to pay for the shipyard and make money. It's a reality TV show, and this is the TV show. It's professional lineman versus I don't want to say average Joe, but like your um yeah, your the ones we like those are too good to just be good, but not quite good enough to be great, like that category. So you have your great good people against your good great people. Like that's the idea. Like where and like seeing where they mesh and like if the great good people beat the good great people, like we feel like that's an underdog story, but is it really an underdog story? And then you get to like make it into uh like the the winner gets a prize type of thing. And like yeah, see, this is like I have the answers, but it's like fire hose. I'm the fire hose, and I'm just spraying this fucking vomiting all over the place. I don't have a direction to go, so it just goes wherever. Um, kind of like how the existence and the experience works. Like I see all that exists, but my experience doesn't allow me to explain it. It's so funny that like this is what I'm using to demonstrate. People would do so much less than this. By the way, there would be far less. Uh, People would do other things that are more productive, like go for a walk in this time, this extra time of doing by doing nothing. So it's like a horrible. This is a horrible example of what I'm trying to uh, to demonstrate, but it's it's how I do it, and I don't know other way to show how to do it than the way that I do it. But this is not the way that everybody does it. Like I'm like the religion is we are all wrong, and I firmly believe that like as much as this works for me, um, I don't even think it's right. I think there should be. I think that I should be involved in more, which is why I'm doing this because then it gives me the opportunity to connect with people so that we're working with each other for more. Today's a deep day, boys and girls. Every day's a deep day. I asked uh, I asked Jamie if it was like, is it better or worse to acknowledge that you're currently schizophrenic or to know that you are? And I think we decided it's better to know because that way you that way you have some control over it. Like if you know something exists, then you get to choose whether or not you react to it. You can still not react to it. Like there are people who are alcoholics and know they're alcoholics and know all of the things, and they're just like, I'm choosing not to acknowledge any of those things, and that's the thing. I mean, we're all in charge of our own experience. Yeah. So the chaos that is my mind is probably not fun to experience, and I'm aware of that. But like, I don't have anything. I don't have any better way of showing how what nothing looks like for me than doing my nothing. And this is what I do when I'm doing nothing, and it's a whole lot of something, but doesn't get you anything. It's a wildly or yeah. Did I change the day? I did change the day. All right. Um, so yeah, so like picking the 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 teams is the interesting part. Like you, I think that's the I think that's the gamble on it. Like you could like AQ Shipley would pick the best offensive line from the pool of like professional players, and you determine like in my mind, I think NFL practice squad or better was on an NFL practice squad for any period of time in the previous season. So from September to the Super Bowl was on a practice squad. Could would be eligible and like whoever wanted to do it. Um, this would give them like extra practice time. Would give them like um, something different kind of practice. Everybody needs to change every once in a while, and sometimes it's just that little different thing that fires you back up or tells you that it's not for you. Like gives an alternative angle, all while getting meaningful reps in, because these are may not be as meaningful to the pro players, but they're definitely meaningful for the Joe players. Maybe. Because like the question, like, how do you make money off of this? And like in my mind, it's kind of like treated kind of like a NASCAR. Each position is like a NASCAR seat, right? Like in my mind, NASCAR, the way that they pick their drivers, or they do some cost benefit analysis against like how good the driver is plus how much money that they can bring in. So you may have a much better driver, but they can't bring in as much money. Well, you can't pick them because you can't get your car there every week. So you got to pick a worse driver that can bring more money in. Um, so I think that's how you approach the positions for the Joes. Maybe even the pros. I mean, if the adage for the professionals trying to take advantage of the public as they go through the owners is, if they're going to give it, you should take it. So I guess you probably should see if there's any players that would like pay to play. Like is going to a off-season football camp oversought by AQ Shipley and JJ Watt worth a monetary investment from a practice squad NFL player? I feel like it would be. Like I feel like both of those are considered to be at least meaningful figures in their position and have demonstrated or want to demonstrate or could demonstrate um, the ability to coach or pass on uh, knowledge of their experience. So it'd be kind of like tight end university in a way, but a reality TV show because you need where it's the inverse of the popularity. TV presence should be the inverse of the popularity on the field. So the less aware a fan is of what you do, the more aware they can be of you in TV and should be to this proportion. In my mind, that's funny, but I don't think anybody sees it. Like how everything's a mirror. It's a mirror of it. So like it's so small here, but it's so big out here. It's so it's like the beginning, the Big Bang is where the walk they step off the field or wherever that moment is. That's no too far. Bridge too far. Bridge too far. Like so that's like picking the players is how you make money off of like sponsors or whatever and then I'm sure a streaming platform would try it out. Like I don't know how money works, so I'm sure there's other revenue streams for it. But uh, you get some of these kids who are coming out of high school, or going to college, or some of these college kids that want to get tape before the draft and on real life tape. Like it gives them that option, and then like from the a development of the business standpoint, like you give different people opportunities to practice. Like you get to like basically make your own boot camp for getting in the booth, right? Because you're going to need commentators, play-by-play commentators, and color commentators, and sideline reporters, and production staffs, and everything to like broadcast these 100 plays. And since you don't have any rules that you have to abide by, everybody signs the waiver. Like you can pretty much do whatever you want to, like broadcasting wise. Like you could experiment with helmet cameras and microphones and like all of the stuff that I think would make me sick and vomit and is a bridge too far. But um, as far as um, like quarterbacks have a VR practice, um, could you make that for a lineman? And would you be able to make this footage um, work for that? And if you have this, then you have this. You're you're making money off of making this tape because we all watch football. Like somebody's going, I'll fucking watch this shit. I mean, I'm not gonna pay any money for it because I'm poor, but like I'll watch it. I'll tell people about it. I'll make it up in my brain and tell you how it's supposed to go. If anybody uses this and it works, um, I'd appreciate like 3%. Um, but if you want to give me 20, I would take 20 also, but no more than 20. But 3% would be awesome. Um, yeah, so you get to do all this experimenting and get immediate feedback from the people. Like we get rid of all the barriers. Like, is this worth having for coaching? I don't know. Is it worth the coach being able to see what the player is seeing? So you can be like, no, this guy is shaded over the A gap, um, and not heads up. I don't know a lot about line play, so I don't, I don't know as though I want to go any further than that. Um, but like, I know you gotta look over the top and look at the second level and pass off and look where the Mike linebacker is and call protections. And there's a lot of shit that goes on. So there, I don't know. It's cool. They think it's good to see what the quarterback sees. Gotta believe it would be good to see what the line sees. And then if you're able to get all of these data points, I mean, I guess if you're a NFL football team, you're gonna, if it's gonna give you a tenth of a percent better, you're gonna put all of your resources in. So somebody's probably already making this anyway. So then we can piggyback off of that. Like you can just develop a whole bunch of shit. Um, like what's the best? Are have has anybody like? When was the last time somebody like retooled uh, coaching tape? Like it seems like there's like three camera angles that they go with, and like, is that? I know that it's the one that works, but like, is that the best? Is there a better one for the way coaching is? Because like coaching's changed so much. Like, is there a better way? And that's kind of what I wanted to like. What I see my make believe lineman reality TV show like trying to do broadcast wides is to test what tape is like. I don't even know if that makes sense, but like I don't feel like, maybe I'm wrong. I gotta believe that like somebody's like, nothing I say out loud is like not happening usually. It's usually happening somewhere. If somebody's doing this lineman thing, like fuck man, where's it at? I want to watch. Because if you think about like the way that it works in my mind, like you even bring in so the designing it after the Biggest Loser is kind of ironic in that, or like maybe ironic isn't the word, but like there's some Biggest Loser influences. Like I think it'd be interesting to have. I mean, obviously you're not gonna put 30 fucking linemen in one house, but like in the third place initiative thing, like it's communal living, I guess is what you call it. So like there's an area where somebody's always making food for everybody, and like I feel like everybody likes like summer camp. It would be literally like summer camp. Oh shit. It would be like summer camp. And so the public would be the general manager of the average Joes. So you'd watch practice, and like you'd see practice and you'd be able to see which player's doing good, and then you'd watch the 25 plays, and then you vote for the like Dancing with the Stars. uh, if you're on the line, you they basically pick the depth chart. I don't know how many would you carry. How many linemen and linebackers would you have? See, this is where like I don't think it. Yeah, yeah. How many linemen do you carry? Do you pick linebackers and running backs? Because I feel like if you do linebackers, you got to do running backs and tight ends. yeah, it gets out of hand. Like I don't know where you end it. Maybe you do it all. Maybe you just start doing offense versus defense drills. I mean, in my mind, I think that's kind of where it ends up going. Is it's just like, is there a an excellent good team that beats a good excellent team? I don't think, but you basically like fucking. I can't. It's way different when you say it. Like when you're sitting by the fire pit and you're just doing it, it just kind of flows in and just paints a picture. It's like a real life movie. You're kind of in the whole situation, like watching it, and you don't have to like you don't realize how much you're just aware of until you try to until you invent something that you're so aware of and try to explain it to somebody. It's super interesting. Um, but yeah, like to tie in the watcher, you make it like a Dancing with the Stars thing where the audience votes makes their depth chart for the week, um, and from the depth chart, like AQ Shipley gets to uh, to like call plays and sub in and out players. Yeah, I think that's fair. And then it's like they then the, each group gets 100 plays. So if you do 3 lines, um, there'll be some way to like figure out the depth chart, whether it's you get a point system for each week for each position you are in the depth chart. I don't know, fucking however you pick it at the end of the 4 episodes, you have a different team come in 4 times. Yeah, 4 times. And then the winners of each of the 4, you pair them off against the yeah, that's how wildly out of control it is. So you have four groups play 100 plays. It's 4 episodes. So it'd be 4 days that you do that. Could you do all 4? Yeah, definitely could do all 4 in 4 days. Oh, 4 in one day. Like it's what is that practice? Practice and plays is 2 hours maybe. I don't know. I feel like you could do that in 4 days. You could do this whole thing in a week. This whole competition is a week long, and but you get 16, 24 episodes, I think. So you have I don't know how many linemen, like 4 lines. So you have four on each, 4 at each position. You have one day um, of just practice, and then the initial depth chart goes into effect. Then they do 25 plays. And practice. So the 25 plays will be done, but it's going to be the beginning of the following episode in the 25 plays. Or do you end each episode with the 25 plays? I guess I don't know. You got to fucking figure that shit out. But that's how it goes. But I think you practice and then 25 plays. But you have to get the depth chart before you play the 25 plays. So that's, yeah, I think you're going to have one full day of practice, then you pick the depth chart, and then there's going to be another day of practice with like, each, it's like line changes. So you have line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. So if you're substituting, you're not substituting one player, you're substituting an entire line. So the audience picks the depth chart and then sets the lineups, and then they go against each other. And at the end of the first 25 plays, they can vote on a new depth chart. And then there's a practice 25 plays. Like you do that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4, 16 episodes. Boom. So then you have 4 offensive teams. So everything is by 2, 2. So you have 32 episodes right there. So then you have an average and an excellent good group of 4 groups of offenses and 4 groups of defenses. And then you have those guys pair up. And they run 100 plays, same format practice, but now you're in your own lines. So like these are the top of the top, so you have your own offenses and defense. So you're no longer, there's no longer subs. You're going after it. Like this is the line that it has to go after. So how many plays would be 25 plays, 30 plays? I don't think you need to do 100 for each of these, but you need to, like, how would you decide who wins? That's the other thing I didn't think about. Yeah, you kind of got to do this whole offenses versus defenses. Still don't hate it. Still don't hate it. But we're focusing on lines because we need we we need we need to know who's winning, right? Like any pass play, the offense wins with a catch, the defense wins with a drop. That's given. Um, for whether the yeah. Oh, this just gets so much cooler. Wait, not more complicated, but so if you have if all of the linemen, because it's a lineman focused show, like we're not really caring about, we care about the backs because that's how the offense and defense win. The play wins. And the 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 cameras will allow us to, for the coaches, like this is a way to teach the FPP people like what to actually look for. So like the coaches would be able to go through each individual. So you have 4 players, you have 16 players, I guess. So that's 400 plays. 400 plays you have to watch to see whether it was a win, lose, or draw, right? And and treat it just like hockey, right? You get one. A win is +1, loss is -1, and a draw is 0. And like you go across and you get everybody gets a score. And um, the public votes isn't supposed to be that detailed. The public vote is strictly off of like what your knowledge is in real time. So the coach will break that down in the next episode. Like that's how they start the episode is they break down the last one. Oh, I'm not a like I like documentary behind the scenes shit. So like this intrigues the shit out of me. I don't know what the I don't I see the thing is like I don't see like would would a practice squad player see value in doing this even for like nothing. Like obviously you're bringing in sponsors to pay for things. Like I said, you treat the Joes like NASCAR players. Like, hey, you want to get tape for your college people next year? What is it worth for you to get tape? Like, if you're a 17-year-old or 18-year-old senior and you're good enough, like if you're there's obviously you have to be good enough to do it. Like, are you worth the storyline? Like, I'd like to see an 18-year-old get just fucking smacked in the mouth by an adult. They talk so much shit. Like, this is kind of like the same thing. You think you could do it just as good as they are? Well, here we go. Can you block as good as? And I don't want to watch some. It's the reality of the situation is that if you got some average Joe like me that tried to just step on a football field and tried to like do anything with any offense or defensive lineman, it would be the equivalent of watching uh, uh, Sydney Sweeney get in a boxing match with uh, uh, pick a fucking male fighter. It just get her, but she'd die. Like it would, I would be run over like grass at a lawnmower. Like it would be horrific. But it would be interesting to see how big the difference is between something that I'm aware of. Like I know what I know what a D3 college football player looks like. Like I know what a lower level D1 FSB2 or whatever college football player looks like. So since I know what that experience is. I've played against them. I understand that, and there's far more people that understand that than I think we give credit for. So what is it? What is the difference? Like, how big is that gap in execution? In what's the difference between uh, an excellent good and a good excellent? I think the difference is more significant than we give it credit for. But then the follow up question is with being pointed in a different direction, are some of these people able to like elevate to the next to a different level of execution? Like that's kind of my thought. Like that would why it would make it cool is because it's not about making somebody like you're like that first those first 100 plays where you're trying to pick the four lines, the four teams. Some of those guys are going to look bad, like that fourth line, for lack of a better term. I guess it's the appropriate term. That fourth line, I gotta believe, like there's gonna be some bad people on there. There's gonna be some people who are like the good story people, and there's gonna be those people who are like just couldn't handle. Like there was something off about the experience that just they're just bad, or they have a bad. It's just the cycle of the moon or whatever it is. But there's definitely gonna be bloopers on that. Um, um, yeah, but I think that would be cool to have like to show a practice and make the practice be kind of like game showy. I mean, that's like challenge level practice. Like, well, I don't know what lineman drills you could do that you like how fast you can push a sled or how long you can push a sled or how what's the heaviest sled you can push X number of yards or I don't know how many those drills don't seem to have any like benefit to the overall. So like, can you make a drill like how many times like endurance drills would be like how many times can you run this? I don't know, is there like a gauntlet that you have? Like burpee, I don't know, like burpee punch that. I don't fucking know. Like something that works on a like make actual drills that you can keep score in. Like, all right, you won this drill, you get X number of points, and then like do a practice and then another drill. Do 3 drills or 2 drills to get points. And I don't know what you do with the points. I don't fucking know. I don't like you have to make it like dance like the Dancing with the Stars thing is real. Like the judges gives them points so they earn points with their drills and then their score and then the I think that's what moves them on, right? The audience picks the depth chart, but I think the coaches pick who. I don't think the audience pick who's the best player because we're not necessarily the best at picking the best at things. We're the best at picking the ones that that that's the most popular, but maybe not the best. Um, so like I think the drill score. Yeah, I think the drill score, the plus minus on the field, the 100 play plus minus, and then the coach's depth chart. And then if there's any ties, it's broken by the fans' depth chart. I mean, I feel like this sounds complicated, but it's really not. Like all the fan has to do is make a depth. The fan makes a depth chart, and they get to pick the depth chart. And the coach's depth chart doesn't. I don't know. Do you give the coach's depth chart throughout? I don't think you do. I don't think you do. I don't know. See, there's a production thing. I don't know. Do you give the coach's depth chart out at the end of each day? Or you give it out, but the coach's depth chart doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter for anything until the final score. Yeah, I think that's okay. Like, you poach the coach's depth chart, it just the coach's what the coach would do. That doesn't like when do you make that people aware of that? The beginning of practice, the day after you selected. I mean, I guess. Like logistically speaking, if you're gonna do this, you're not obviously gonna do this once every week. If you're doing it every day, then like, how do you get people to watch? How fast is the turnaround time for the 25 plays? I feel like turnaround time to broadcast 25 plays is like nothing. You just boom, put it up and go. Um, but how fast to like turn it over and make it into like a highlight show? You have to show all 25 plays, but you got to take out. You can take out like the. Yeah, I like this. I think it would be interesting, and like the sponsors for each one are just you have 16 people bringing in money potentially. Like to rent to camp to do this. I'm thinking like legit summer camp to do this for a week because that's really all you would need and get the stuff. Like how much would that be? $100,000. You have four NFL team. people. So you say you have like 50 NFL people and 50, so you have 100 people there. It's $1,000 a person. That's nothing. I feel like I feel like people pay like a lot more than that to go to a camp. And that's basically what this is a camp. And that's basically what it is. So until the camp makes money, like, why wouldn't you be able to pay for it? Like, I understand the concept of like it's a TV show. Why would I pay to go on a TV show? Why would you pay to fucking watch Peyton Manning go to Peyton Manning's football camp? I mean, there obviously are tons of reasons. I don't know. Slightly losing my mind. I thought this was a way awesomer idea, but I don't know. I did not do a good job of explaining it. But in any event, I really do think there should be this show should exist where you like it's just linemen. Obviously, you're going to need the full offensive for the 25 plays, um, but I think you do the 25 plays and every week whoever wins the offense or defense wins whatever in the 25 plays. If you win 13 plays, then you have to decide what winning the play is. Like this run gets 2 yards a carry. So if you get less than 2 yards, the defense wins. Anything more than 2 yards, the offense wins like 1.5 yards or whatever, or more than 1 yard, or between 1 and 3 yards is a push, and I don't mind that. Um, Same thing with pass plays. And I guess you gotta like we don't care too much about like the defenders, so we don't care about catches. I mean, we care about catches. No, we don't care about catches. We just care whether the ball is able to get thrown accurately to a receiver. Yeah, like we define what pressure is. Like that's like what is a pressure on a pass play is a lot pressure or no pressure. If the defense gets pressure on the quarterback, they win. If the offense and you have to run at least 12 of each of 12 runs and 12 passes. Yeah, yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. And I don't think you don't get extra points for turnovers because you wouldn't take away points for plays that potentially would have been touchdowns or first downs. I guess first downs is yeah, you wouldn't take points off for plays that would have gotten first downs, so you don't get points taken off for turnovers or yeah, turnovers. So this is what I do, and I just run through this in my head until I think I've got a great idea. Like I think this is a pretty decent idea. Do I think it gets on like a broadcast channel? I don't know the answer to that question, but like this is something that I would watch. Um, Regularly. It definitely sounds like if it's done in the way it is in my mind, is the way it is able to exist. I feel like people would watch like that. You get to watch like a little quick coaching session for each kid, like go through and it's kind of like The Biggest Loser like does their little montage for the week. Like you go through the interactions for each the player that you're telling the story on, and you get to go to the practice and everybody's mic'd up so you can kind of like pull interactions for that whole ordeal. Then you have the competition. Somebody would probably have to like lead that in a manner, and then after competition you got the play, and then yeah, and then you go into once you pick the four lineups, you go into the offense versus defense, and this is where um, I don't know if it's 25 plays is the right amount or if it's 50 plays. Like or if it's 30 plays. Like the best the best offense is going to place the fourth best defense, and however you, or the best yeah, you decide somehow it's decided the offense or the defense picks first, so the best one picks whatever team they want to play from the defense, and then you keep going alternating offensive defense. The highest remaining seed would be able to pick their opponent, and the fourth wouldn't just play each other. Um, and then like you would play you play like a 4 game bracket. Two teams play each other for the semifinals. Um, and do it the play thing. It wouldn't be, we don't have individuals anymore. It's just um, the player deal, and like you have the opportunity. I don't know, like you'd even be able to get like people who want to be coaches, or like actual coaches who just want to like get more experience. Like there's new. I feel like there are players who coach positions that they didn't play. Um, and when you're doing that, I don't think it's that you don't know enough about football to play. I think it's just reps, right? You get the opportunity to if you were a running back and I don't do they do this? I feel like they do, but maybe they don't. But either way, if you're a player going into being a line coach, coaching is different than playing. It's like bringing in those new coaches or wannabe coaches in to like coach the Joes, like you do with The Biggest Loser. Like you have your headline coach, your tackle coach, your guard coach. I don't know. Do you have coaches for each position? Why not? Why not? Fucking we do for this. Two teams each side of the ball has 3 coaches, and AQ Shifley and JJ Watt. Or you bring in 4 offensive coaches and 4 defensive coaches, and yeah, you have 4 offensive coaching staff, line offensive coaching staffs, and 4 defensive line coaching staffs, and you pit them against each other. They each get 16 or 20 players. I don't know how many linemen there are, 4 or 5. Um, and I think you go 5, right? Because I don't know, man. That's the tough one. Or maybe you'll change it up each year, 5 and 5 to start, though. Yeah, so you got 20 kids, 20 players, probably 5 alternates just in case somebody gets hurt. Um, they would get put in. Um, and you would you'd be able to see the line coaching that staff coaches those players and then takes the 5 linemen that they take to the finals and they coach that 5 lineman thing, and then they break down the bracket. Goes the 4 offenses play the 4 defenses, and then for the championship, because the backs would have been practicing together this whole time also. So this is where it gets where the wild card happens in this whole ordeal is the championship is a half of football where we're focused on the linemen, but you've had DBs come, like it's not a DB camp, but like I feel like I want this to be awesome, where like an awesome experience where like you have a good enough quarterback, um, and you have a good enough DB core that wants to just come out and like do this for a week. Like, hey, you want to come to this camp? We're gonna play football, get to practice. We're gonna have whatever. I feel like there are people out there who'd be like, yeah, cool, I'll come. Like, we're not looking um, for a specific ordeal. And again, I think especially for like the average Joe person, there's always people that are going to be looking for reps, and just like in NASCAR, like, hey, I need 3 linebackers, 2 safeties, 2 cornerbacks, so 2, 4. So you need 8. So you need 4 teams of 2 of all of those things, and 4 offensive sides of that. And it's like, yeah, I feel like average Joe people will be like, sure. I don't know. It's the logistics part that gets me hung up. Like, people tell me I have too much faith in people, and it's like people are God. So I would rather, like, it's very interesting that so many people have faith in God, which is a name we made up for the gentle force provided by the people that influence us. But they don't have faith in people, which is the gentle force that makes God. So I mean, I guess I do have too much faith in people. I don't know. I feel like this is a good problem to have. I'm not too worried about it. But I'm rambling for an hour, and this is actually very tiring. Um, it's very tiring. I'm surprised at how tired it makes me. Um, but as always, there is no action without reaction. So react with purpose, react promptly, and if possible, react politely. If everyone takes care of themselves, everybody will in fact be taken care of. And if you don't like what you see, look somewhere else. Till next time.